over 200 units of compassionate homes, hundreds of kilometers of roads covering all local government areas, over 10,000 entrepreneurial equipment and tools to MSMEs, 5 billion naira worth of grants to farmers and traders, over 60 billion gratuity arrears to retired civil servants cleared, acquisition of brand new aircraft for Umo Air, advancement of work on Ibom Deep Seaport, donation of 150 units of 2-bedroom flats to 150 civil servants, advancement of work on Ibom Tropicana hotels and 5,000-seater international conference center, primary health care renaissance, launch of state health insurance scheme and quick response statewide ambulance services, establishment of the center for the elderly, construction of a 200-bed hospital within the state medical corridor. These and more are the huge strides of Governor Umo Eno in less than 2 years. They are realities because of your tax. Much more can be achieved if only you continue to pay your tax. Have you paid your tax? This message is courtesy McCrae Trust International Limited for the Akwa Ibom State Internal Revenue Service.
Hello, it's day 3 of this special series put together by Bush House Nigeria to hear out the second anniversary of the reign of Governor Umo Eno. Recall that he was sworn in on the 29th of May 2023. And if your knowledge of common arithmetics, hasn't failed you, you know that on the 29th of this month is going to be precisely 2 years in office. And so we deliberately decided to put this together to take stock of what has been happening in the last almost 2 years, and it comes in the form of a special series entitled Governor Umo Eno at 29 guests, 29 days. Now, such creative, such sexy coinage can only come from the Bush House family, and this is in collaboration with the Ministry of Information Akwa Ibom State. And of course, you know that we are reaching you from the studios of the Akwa Ibom Broadcasting Corporation. Now, this is a network broadcast. In other words, you're watching us on TV, and you can as well follow us on the radio. And pretty soon we're going to share the link, especially for our online followers, for them to also join us via Radio Garden. You can also be sure that almost all the popular social media platforms are also carrying this broadcast. It's ideally meant to start by 4 p.m. but you can see that we're some 26 minutes behind time. Sincere apologies for those who have been waiting for the signals for this program to start. You can be sure that it's still going to be 2 hours. In other words, we start 2 hours from when we stop, 2 hours from when we started. So this should be running up until about 25 minutes past 6. My name is Itoro Columba, and I'm super excited to welcome you to this third day for this special series. Joining me on the show today is a veteran of some sort, a very popular face on the screen of the AKBC Channel 45 Uyo. Mandu Esianobong is my co-anchor on today's edition of the show. Good afternoon, big sister.
Good afternoon, Itoro.
So good to see you again. I was looking radiant.
Thank you very much.
Ever beautiful. Welcome to the
please
show.
don't let me feel flattered. I'm aging.
I know, but gracefully.
I have put in 32 years in this business.
Wow. So you left with
great
3 years?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Great. People like you should be celebrated.
Oh, thank you for that celebration.
I'm sure we should look forward to when you formally pull out, so we can roll, the red carpet and, also roll the drums to celebrate. You've contributed your your quota, not only to this state, but not only to this station, but to the service of the state, and you deserve to be celebrated.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations on all your sacrifices, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so today on the program, we're going to be joined by the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. I think that's the right nomenclature now. Rural Development. Dr. Ofiong Ofo was until appointment during the last administration as Honorable Commissioner in the same ministry, a lecturer, a senior lecturer with the University of Uyo. She joins us today for us to take stock of what's been happening in the sector that takes the pride of place when we look at the arrangement of the 5 letters of the Arise, Arise coinage, the Arise, Arise coinage. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to find it. Okay, so when we look at the first letter of Arise, is actually a representative of agriculture. So today we talk agriculture by taking stock of what the governor has been doing. Recall that there was a time at the wee stage of this administration that the governor had to leave town, travel all the way to Benin Republic to study what's happening at the popular Shanghai farm. And when he came back from that trip, he decided to replicate what he saw on that visit. And we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about farming, how we can proceed and progress from merely being subsistence to when we can begin to produce enough to export to other parts of the country, and why not other parts of the world. So that's the picture of how the show is going to be like today. And you can also be sure that in the course of time we'll open the phone line so you can be a part of this broadcast. But let me quickly inform you that we already have, it is a tradition that whenever we come like this, we also allow room for those listeners, those viewers, those who are keen followers of the Umo Eno administration who are outside, perhaps outside the shores of this country, to be a part of this broadcast. On the first day we brought somebody from the UK. The second day I think we brought somebody from Washington DC. Today I must tell you that we're being joined by Dr. Akaniyene F. Willie. He is the president of Akwa Ibom Indigene Organization in South Africa. Hey, is it afternoon in South Africa? So I can say good afternoon, Dr. Willie.
This is still evening time.
Oh, it's evening time already. Okay, so which part of South Africa are you?
Yes.
Pretoria?
Johannesburg, South Africa.
Oh, the capital city. Okay. So how is South Africa generally? So good to have you on the show.
South Africa is a very good environment, peaceful. We'll say it's highly industrialized. And a fast-growing economy in the world at the moment. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Fast-growing economy in the world? I used to think it's China before now.
Well, everybody has a bragging right. So it's just like we Nigerians, we can be home and also promote where we are. So it's a good thing.
Welcome, Dr. Akaniyene Willie. We're glad to have you on the program.
Thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner.
Well, the commissioner is unaware. Both of us are actually anchors on this show, so we're expecting the Honorable Commissioner for Agric and Rural Development. She should be joining us anytime soon. But ahead of when she comes, we'd like to have a brief interaction with you. For instance, when you said South Africa, what you said was synonymous to saying that South Africa has since moved from a third world, maybe to a first world economy. And we're beginning to wonder, is it the fear of xenophobia that's making a Nigerian sound so proud of South Africa that way? By the way, do we still have that fear in South Africa among Nigerians?
The world at this moment is a place where there is all form of changes. So at this point, we have no fear. If you are on the right track, you don't have any problem. Yeah. So the question of xenophobic is not what we should even involve, because in every country, a well-developed country, there is need for system to be put in place, which I'm also part of those working with the government in the area of security. So it's important for security issues and security purpose for the issue of being documented is very important for security issues.
Okay.
That is something you can't play with.
Okay, away from that, Dr. Akaninyene Willie, we're here because of the 2 years celebration of the government of Pastor Umo Eno. I hope you're aware that executive governor is 2 years on the saddle on the 29th of May. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
fully aware of it.
what is your take on his style of leadership?
I really want to appreciate this program once again for giving opportunity for people like us from outside the country to be able to voice out what we are seeing. So we see it through social media, but when we visited the country, we also see a lot of changes. In my stake or my view of things in the leadership of our Excellency, he has been one man that even the whole Nigeria can tell that he is the best governor. He's not meriting any of those, trophies by buying through it. He worth it. He has been the best performing governor in the whole Nigeria. I can guarantee you that.
Okay, so you were the president of the Akwa Ibom Indigenes Organization. Now, talk to us about the size of that organization. In other words, how many registered Akwa Ibom natives that you know who are residents in South Africa who belong to this platform?
Thank you so much for that. We are close to 300 and something members in the indigenous organization South Africa here, and it's spread across from Johannesburg to the Cape Town. In all the provinces we are there. And to be candid with you, the problems that you might hear about Nigerians is not part of us. Even the consulate of Nigeria attests to this, that he has not received any bad news from the community of Akwa Ibom Indigenous Organization in South Africa.
Okay, so in other words, all Akwa Ibom people are well behaved in South Africa. Okay, so for how long have how long have you been president of the body?
This is my 3rd year in the seat.
Okay. How many years left of your first term? Are you entitled to a second term, like the governor possibly can run for another term?
Yes, I'm actually on the second term, which is another 4 years.
Okay, that is pretty long.
Yes.
Dr. Akaninyene Willie, I know that our people in the diaspora, I would like to really point at Akwa Ibom indigenes who are resident in the United States of America. They converge and organize programs, taking cognizance of the fact that government cannot do everything. They come in here, do free medical services to the people and help our people. Do you plan in your tenure to also come down and impact on our people?
Definitely. Currently on a program that before the year end, we are going to conclude with that program, which has to do with the free medical care and other program like scholarship, just to add value to the life of people in the rural areas. It's just that we are also part of the international community that is also planning to do a very wonderful launching by September. So I will also be there.
Okay, so in other words, you'll be visiting home when Akwa Ibom will be celebrating its state creation anniversary. Is that what you meant?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so talk to us about the sentiments. I don't know when last you visited home. I don't know when last you were here. Whether you have visited within the time that Governor Umo Eno has been taking charge since May 29, 2023. I don't know when last you visited home, but maybe your opinion will reflect the opinion of your members, 300 and something of them, as you said. So, but share with us what's the sentiment of a typical Akwa Ibom person resident in the United States like about Governor Umo Eno back at home.
South Africa? You didn't mean to say South Africa? Or
no. I mean what they think about the governor, in Akwa Ibom.
We're in South Africa.
Yeah, yes, they are members. Of
not
course, all
United
of them.
States.
Oh,
now.
did I say United States?
Yes,
oh, sorry about that. Maybe because it looks like someone who is in the States. Okay, so I actually meant what the sentiments of your members in South Africa, are like about Governor Umo Eno.
We have already pledged allegiance to supporting Governor Umo Eno. To be candid with you, is everyday discussion about the effective performance of His Excellency the Golden Governor. I must say to you that we are glad to see the changes, the transformations, the rural development that he is setting up, and one of the things that I would say at this point is that he stick to his words. Whatever he says is what he do. So it's one thing that everybody's proud of him, because you can promise, a lot of politicians will come in and promise so many things, but yet they cannot fulfill one. But His Excellency has been in that point where he made sure his words come to pass. So we are glad, but you know very well that there's no way you won't have people who will try to criticize in one way or the other, but we will always stand to defend His Excellency for his good work, because we have the proof of it. Thank you.
Now, Doctor, the criticism I'm talking about now, the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Umo Eno, welcomes criticism, but they must be positive. Can you let loose what they criticize about the government of Akwa Ibom State?
Most of the area is, they expect more. I always say that you can only do what you can based on the, I will call it the resources in your hands. Being in South Africa, you can see the volume of development that has been as one of the most developed countries in Africa. And so when you try to compare that, there is also going to be, different space where you'll find a lot of lapses. So they will bring that up and say, why don't you do things like this in terms of security? Can he look at the security issues in international level? I said, no, you must understand Nigeria is growing also in its own area of security and all that is needed to be put in place. So just few things, it's not really much criticism, because here cameras are everywhere on the street to make sure that nothing is, out of sight. And then they also mention about the issue with the electricity, which is one of the problems. Just I'm speaking to you now. You can stay months, you can stay years. You don't have a power outage. So they said, why couldn't he just focus on making sure that there is power, for the people, and that will bring development, Other people also criticize, which I know that is a general issues with Nigerian development when it comes to constructions, where quotas are being left open. It's very important that those things are also being pointed out to say Akwa Ibom is the most cleanest state in Nigeria, but then why is the quota, which is risky to human life, being exposed to, or any form of things that must have been passing through the quota. So why is the quota being left open? So they must try and close things. These are the things that you will see. People will always find loopholes to, criticize the government, to see things beyond, which we are also standing. I think I've sent different form of letter just to contribute to the progress of the state. We are standing with them in every area to make sure that, we don't lose ground. Thank you.
Dr. Willie, today we're going to host the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Ofiong Ofo, and we'd like to let you tell us if there is an area in agriculture in South Africa that you will like Akwa Ibom State, because Akwa Ibom is neck deep for agricultural revolution. We'd like you to tell us, and maybe this could be useful for Akwa Ibom people, what area is really viable in South Africa, or what are they doing there in the area of agriculture that is extraordinary?
I think that is a very important reason, and that is why I was so interested when I heard of what is coming up today. And agriculture is one of the major sectors that no government should overlook. And in my research, I find out that he has a strong interest in that area of development. In South Africa, agriculture is mechanized and in a wide range. And the area I want to tap into today, which is very important, has been also the heartbeat, in my research, that the whole entire, swamp area in Nigeria has not been developed. It has a very high potential, and it's only raffia trees, things that is not useful, that is being allowed to grow in that area for many years. I remember in 2015 and 2016, it was a hiding place for militancy and other crime-related issues. That can be turned to something very vital in the area of agriculture. Just as you asked now concerning South Africa, you see, no forest is allowed to stay unused. No matter what happens, they will always find a particular crops or trees to be planted. Why that is very important is that because there are some areas of land you will not be able to use for certain crops. Take for instance, in research, you will know very well that cocoa that just been endorsed by the presidency, it can grow very well in the whole entire area of the swamp areas, or we'll call it the forest part of it, which is closer to the water. And then the rubber trees that used to grow in Nigeria, we used to have that as one of our, resources, is no longer being tapped into. See, it's also into a lot about the palm trees, so he can also take charge of that particular area to bring that kind of development, because Nigeria is in the very high rainforest, which certain things grows without any need for manures or fertilizers. The ground is highly fertilized. So I just want to chip into this area that let the Commissioner for Agriculture, have a view in this area, because there is going to be a high level of employment, economic development, and it will attract a lot of investors. One thing that are also very important, there must be allocation of land for specific agriculture. that will be able to enable the investors to come in, because investors always have 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, contract to come into the country. If you don't allocate those land systematically, it's going to bring problem, because they will always, clash with that kind of information. Even we outside have also launched a heavy, information, sensitize our people to start investing at home, which agriculture is one of the major area I point out to them and say, listen, guys, we are all outside. We still have a lot to invest, to harvest from home. My father was a farmer, and I, as a son of the farmer, I can tell you that all my life I live under the farm products. Yes, so I'm so glad for this, and I believe that this will bring a turnaround, because there are areas that you might not focus and see the benefit thereof. I believe through this platform, this will be achieved. Thank you so much.
Okay, so as we get close to taking a break, from this interaction with you, I'd like you to tell us, paint a picture of what you look forward to seeing in Akwa Ibom in the next 2 years. By 2027, May 29, Governor Umo Eno would have been, done with his first term in office, and we are almost halfway done. So paint a picture of the kind of Akwa Ibom you look forward to seeing in the next 2 years.
Thank you. That is a very good question. The next 2 years, if he has succeeded, taking Akwa Ibom to this level, we expect more things to happen, more development, making sure that all the project is well achieved and concluded. And then to also see more changes, just like the area I pointed out now. Let there be a development in those areas, and also tapping into making sure that there are three things I always said that the state need to focus on. The three amenities is very, very crucial when it comes to the developed world at our time today. This is the modern world we are today. The issue with electricity, if he will be able to stabilize that in the state, so that we that are outside, we will find it very comfortable when we come home. And then the clean water, a lot of people will talk about that clean water is very important. And then good road network. I see a lot that he's doing with the road network. Before the 2 years is over, I believe he will do more for us to be able to drive without being at risk of driving to a road that have an end without any access channels. So also the world have grown up to the point where you use GPS to drive around. Shows capacity to be brought to the state. That if you come into the country and you are new, like I'm talking about the tourists that come into the state and they want to drive by themselves, some of them would love to use GPS, not to walk around asking people, stopping on the road to ask people about where is this, where is that. And the road signs should be there as well. The road sign, the standardized road signs. People need to know where the roads. This is what they call stop sign. There's a lot of road sign that internationally approved. So those things should be also looked into. That will be very good for us. Thank you so much.
Okay, so we're just going to take a brief break, from this interaction with you. If you don't mind, we'll still come back to you. By that time, the Honorable Commissioner would have been here, and then we'll still, have some more robust engagement with you. But we'd like to, for now, thank you a great deal for your time. So we're expecting you this September, you said. You're coming with a high-powered delegation of Akwa Ibom community in South Africa to join us in the State Creation Anniversary celebration.
Definitely.
We look forward to seeing you. Okay, so but if you don't mind, please just hang on. We'll come back to you before the program ends. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we take another break. We'll take another commercial break. When we come back from this break, hopefully it would have been time for us to engage here and begin to talk with our star guest, the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Ofiong Ofo, is our guest on this third day of this special series entitled Governor Umo Eno at 29 guests, 29 days. It's a proud production of Bush House Nigeria in collaboration with the Ministry of Information, Akwa Ibom State, and this is happening live from the rebranded, from the contemporary studios of the Akwa Ibom Broadcasting Corporation, and this is on its network service. In other words, you can also follow us on radio, and if you've stumbled on this online and you're looking at how to join us via the radio, you can visit Radio Garden and search for AKBC. You are bound to stumble on this program. So we'll go for this quick commercial break. We're back in no time.
Over 200 units of compassionate homes, hundreds of kilometers of roads covering all local government areas, over 10,000 entrepreneurial equipment and tools to MSMEs, 5 billion naira worth of grants to farmers and traders, over 60 billion gratuity arrears to retired civil servants cleared, acquisition of brand new aircraft for Ibom Air, advancement of work on Ibom Deep Seaport, donation of 150 units of 2-bedroom flats to 150 civil servants, advancement of work on Ibom Tropicana hotels and 5,000-seater international conference center, primary health care renaissance, launch of state health insurance scheme and quick response statewide ambulance services, establishment of the center for the elderly, construction of a 200-bed hospital within the state medical corridor. These and more are the huge strides of Governor Umo Eno in less than 2 years. They are realities because of your tax. Much more can be achieved if only you continue to pay your tax. Have you paid your tax? This message is courtesy Macrae Trust International Limited for the Akwa Ibom State Internal Revenue Service.
Everything you go through in life is preparing you for your next assignment. My father was a police officer, so I lived in the barracks. A barracks is like a mini in Nigeria. You find everybody there. My dad's salary, of course, couldn't meet the family income, so I had to sell soft drinks for my mother so that we can make up the family income. I used to take soft drinks from our home and I go to the airport and sell. It was fun. I didn't know I was going to ever get into hotel business. So eventually, my coke hawking helped me later in life when I started running my hotel. Those little things you did became building blocks for my later days in life. And you know what? My house was built on the same street I used to go through to hawk. And so everybody that saw me hawk these soft drinks for my mother, when I bought a land there and built my house, all of those people were still alive. It's like, some of them had to break their children. Look at me mentor these kids. today, when I drive around the streets, sometimes you find people sell and you stop by. I just remember, it used to be like this. That hawking has helped me today to be able to serve the people. Accept the things you can't change and change the things you can, and ensure that you just have the fear of God in you. I think the only person that can stop you from achieving what God has set out for you is you.
Akwa Ibom is rising.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Akwa Ibom is truly a state in forward motion. With the advent of this golden era, we are driving entrepreneurship and creating employment for our youth with a Ibom-led initiative.
We are alleviating pressure on the parents of our school-age children by providing them with free and compulsory education, school uniforms, shoes, and millions of exercise books. We are building model primary schools across the state.
We have paid more than 16 billion naira in gratuity to retired civil servants and leave grant to teachers and local government workers.
Our road infrastructural maintenance efforts spans all the 31 local government areas in the state. We are constructing dualized roads and bridges on multiple fronts.
Also, we've constructed 20,000-seater amphitheater at the Unity Park, Uyo, to further drive tourism. Our RISE agenda is working.
This is our home, where we all belong. The place where life is beautiful. The peaceful ambience we enjoy when we live together in unity and love. Akwa Ibom, it's all man and you know. We go stand together, we go make them better. We be brothers and sisters, no matter where we stay. Akwa Ibom, you know, it's all man and you know. No matter where we stay, we are one. Let's live together in peace and harmony.
Shelter is the most important needs of the human beings. You have shown compassion to the vulnerable. In just this term, you are building 100 houses. It is ongoing for the poorest of the poor. Human beings are the soul of the society. You are proving that your people are your priority. If a five of no job, why not no job? He has shown so much love for our youngers. If a fiber no job, why not no job? He has empowered farmers with farm seedlings. So far. Ring road 3 from Idoro, we got a belly road. Road construction from Morokara. There's another minute to me go. Okabodi, around road by East West 1 phase 2. Road spanning through. With the mechanic on he got a panel, and you who reaches. He got him on time. Who don't man, who rock on them. 2 major projects. agency in all 31 local government. Poverty reduction, job creation, price stability, Umo Eno improve standard of living, environmental sustainability. Our has only one beauty, Baba. That is to secure the welfare of the people, like free medical care for the people. As a bridge builder, everybody is involved in justice. Umo Eno has touched many lives in paying gratuity of purchase agency. You said your welfare of the people are your priority. You have lived and have seen what you've done. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go down.
Okay, so welcome back. It's still Governor Umo Eno at 29 guests, 29 days. It's a proud and cutting-edge production of Bush House Nigeria in collaboration with the Ministry of Information, Akwa Ibom State. Joining me on today's edition of the program is my big sister, Mandu Esianobong, and we're doing this together. Okay, so we had earlier promoted that our star guest on today's edition of the program is going to be the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry for Agriculture and Rural Development. We still anticipate, her arrival, but no dull moment. So what we're going to be doing now is to open the phone lines. Of course, I need to also inform you that we still have on the line Dr. Willie, all the way from South Africa, who has been discussing with us and is still within the fringes of this program. We'll go back to him after this outing. So what we want to do now is to connect with you, is to connect with our listeners, our viewers, to also be a part of this series. So a phone number is on your screen: 0802 354 7268, 0802 354 7268. That's the number you can call and be a part of this broadcast. We are celebrating the impact-laden almost 2 years of Pastor Umo Eno administration in Akwa Ibom State. He got sworn in on the 29th of May 2023 as our governor, and he has been doing amazing things. It's your place to tell whether you actually agree with me that his strides have been amazing, and whether you disagree with me. So, hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes. Please tell us your name and where you are calling from.
Okay, Malaki calling from Uran.
Okay, Malaki from Uran. You're welcome.
On the score, Umo Eno has tried a lot in Akwa Ibom State without minding whether which political party anyone comes from. All he knows is everybody in Akwa Ibom, and he carries everybody as them. So I love the system of his government. So I love his vision.
Thank you very much, Malaki. Thank you. So what do you look forward to seeing in the next 2 years when his tenure would have been Uhuru? By 2027, what paint a picture of the kind of Akwa Ibom you look forward to seeing under his watch?
I think from what I've seen, they say they use beginning and know how the end will be. So from what I've seen, he has started very well, and the end, I believe he is able to make at least 90 the person that was going my smell and good things don't put in place in the next couple of 2 years and will finish in the office.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so the Honorable Commissioner is actually on the line with us now. Hello, good afternoon, Honorable Commissioner. Sorry, we lost that, but we'll try to see if we can reconnect with the Honorable Commissioner. I just hope that she's conscious of the fact that we're on live radio and TV, anticipating her joining us here. Technology can be of help at situations like this. If she doesn't mind, we can even begin to have this engagement via the telephone.
Yes.
So let's just hope that the Commissioner takes this call. Okay, so in case you've just joined us, it's still this special series put together by Bush House Nigeria in collaboration with the Ministry of Information at Akwa Ibom State. It comes in the form of a title, Governor Umo Eno at 2, 29 guests, 29 days. Okay, so for almost the entire month, our searchlight is going to be mounting on the almost 2-year-old administration of Governor Umo Eno. Okay, so maybe the Honorable Commissioner should find a way to to connect with us, and I'm hopeful that those who are watching, who are pretty close to her, can also help us to get to be reminded that we are waiting for her here. Okay, so the number by which you can call and be a part of this broadcast. Okay, let's see if we can take this call. Hello, good afternoon, Honorable Commissioner. Good afternoon. Honorable Commissioner, you are live on air. You are live on air. You are live on air. Everybody's listening to you. You are live on air. No, Mr. Bush is very much close. Itoro is here holding brief. So we have been expecting you in the studio. I understand your engagement, but I don't know. Can we do this via the telephone, or should we still expect you? We still have over an hour to spare.
I'm coming over there.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so we wait for you, please. We're waiting for you, okay? Thank you. All right, so those are some reassurances from the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Agriculture, that she's going to be joining us. Okay, so the phone number. Okay, let's still open the phone lines. It's not a bad idea for you to begin now to prompt the Honorable Commissioner ahead of when she arrives here with those questions that you would like her to answer. All right, so 0802-354-7268. 0802-354-7268. Bring on the calls and we take them. Okay.
Okay. While we're waiting for the calls to come in, I don't know if you noticed that many respondents on the administration of Pastor Umo Eno talk about unity.
Absolutely.
And his relationship with people despite their party lines. And to me, this is very unique.
It is. The optics are right. I mean, the responses of the 2-year administration, if you ask me, have been pretty positive. Hello, good afternoon, sir. Hello. Okay, so please bring on the call. So the optics are right. I mean, you aptly captured it. You hit the street. For instance, I asked the two guests who were here, whenever they talk about the governor, what resonates, with the people, what kind of responses do they get? And without meaning to press the governor, he has been people-centric. He has been down to unnecessarily pressing without meaning to, but he has been people-centric. He has been down to earth. Some of his policies are a bit, disruptive. I like to use those words because some of the things he has done are away from the norms. For instance, the way he governs the state post-election is different from what we have always been used to. I keep citing this example that it is,
as a politician,
that there is always a way, that these things are done. When you don't necessarily see governors or even presidents or different leaders at different layers fling the doors open for those who fought against them during the election pretty early. If it happens at all, it's always at the twilight of the administration, by which time those who supported the governor or the president or the chairman, as the case may be, would have enjoyed, the fruits of their labor. But this is a governor. Immediately he came on board, he decided to embrace everybody. And this, if you ask me, this has brought peace, even though it has not, gone down well with those who felt they were almost killed, they were tormented, they were traduced, they were vilified because they defended the governor during the election. But it's brand of leadership is different, and we give it to him. We'll give it to him.
Well, another thing I would also like us to reflect on is the defection move.
Yes.
Okay. The Honorable Commissioner said that word should not be used.
Yes.
Yes,
I think they said if it is going to happen, it's going to be a movement.
A movement is not a defection.
And even when I said I thought that was a synonym for defection, but he held on to his position and said it's going to be a movement. But it's only the governor that will decide if that will happen.
Yes.
Because I remember when we asked the Honorable Commissioner information, that question, it was very tactical in his approach to responding.
Yes.
He said he knows of the fact that the governor has been unifying the state. He has instilled peace in the state. But talk of defection is only the governor that can talk about it.
And the governor, remember, had told us that he has no body language.
Absolutely.
If he wants to move,
yes,
he will tell us
communicate
the
that
reasons
to the people. Yes.
that he has to move. And that if he moves, it's for the benefit of the state. So we'll wait. There's no point to raise anxiety over this issue.
Yes, okay. 0802-354-7268. 0802-354-7268. That's the number via which you can call and be a part of this special broadcast. It's Governor Umo Eno at 29 guests, 29 days. It's put together by Bush House Nigeria in collaboration with the Ministry of Information at Akwa Ibom State. And this is actually the third day of this special media adventure. And we look forward to being joined in the course of the program by the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Ofyong Ofo. If you listen to me when I had that brief telephone conversation with her, she has assured us that she's on her way and she'll be joining us anytime soon. So we've decided to be nice to our listeners and viewers ahead of when our star guest arrives here by opening the phone lines for you to be a part of this broadcast. 0802-354-7268. 0802-354-7268. Okay, so big sister, while we anticipate the calls, I'd like you to speak about the governor as a civil servant that you are. So paint a picture. Okay, maybe we'll take this call while you hold on to with the answer to that question. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yes, my name is Ofonime.
Okay, Ofonime.
From Number Access University.
Okay, Ofonime.
All right. I want to use this medium to thank Chief Guru to our Governor Excellency for all job well done. He did since assumption of office. Mouth cannot talk all. It's all eyes that see what he did. Bringing unity to the government of his sudden responsibility. He's a magic finger governor, so to say. He's IT.
Yes.
So we love him. But what I want to put there as advice to my excellency. As I'm speaking to you, I'm a physical challenge. I know he has soldiers on phone for the physically challenged going to school. But we, as I'm not a student, we should do something in our part, in one way or the other. So please, IT. I know the Commissioner of Agri is coming on board to the studio. Please use this medium please to help tell her that on the 29th of May last year, he was so sick and the sisters radio studio Comfort FM with court again. So I was privileged to interact with her, pleading her for Fontana Chronic machine. So he has attempted to help me. And since then, I don't have any connection with her. Please, if you tell her that he will remember.
Okay.
29 of May,
he will need to call again.
Yeah, okay, so what you do for the mayor, when the commissioner is here, you do well to call again, okay? I think that's a better approach to it, okay? But I'm wondering why you hadn't visited her in the office all this while. But it's never too late. Thank you for calling. Just call it again when the Honorable Commissioner is here. Okay, 0802-354-7268. We're still anticipating your call. Okay, so your sentiment as a public servant about this governor?
I'm just going to say the truth about it.
Yes.
He's different. He's down to earth. He's civil servants friendly. Remember one time when he came on early, giving out 150 houses?
Free of charge.
Free
150
of
civil
charge.
servants.
It was a fantastic...
On the lower cadre.
Lower cadre. I'm waiting for the higher cadre.
It will come, I guess.
So, he's done a lot. Since we're talking agriculture today, 2 days in the whole month set
for
aside for farming. And every civil servants now are gravitating, towards farming.
Absolutely.
As I'm sitting, I have 100 heaps of yam planted.
Wow.
Because of that. Because you're expected to go and farm. And remember, he has told us that half of the ingredients in the pot
should come from our farm.
Yes.
And I got it.
So you now look at the backyards of civil servants. You see crops, you see vegetables all over the place. I think the craze is essential.
Absolutely.
Yes. He's done well. How about a number? You don't know
okay,
that.
the number, yes. A number.
He paid us the 13th month salary. And for somebody to do that, we all know how the economy is. It's not palatable at all.
Absolutely.
But for a governor to think of doing that in such a festive period, I think he has done noble. I'm sure he will continue to do that throughout. I'm sure. He's a nice man. So I will not be here to really enumerate all of it. But as we are talking about agriculture today, he has influenced us.
Absolutely.
And we are grateful. Civil servants are so many things. Remember, sometime, I know when the NUJ visited Ikonek Manudo for the annual Thanksgiving, he also dashed cars.
To
brand new
journalists.
10 robbers cars. And he's doing that. Can you remember the last appointment of the permanent secretary?
Spontaneous.
Yes.
Yes, spontaneous.
So that is my governor. You before now, some people, if you don't have the connections, you can't be there at that exalted office. But he just walked in there, appreciated him, and gave him that appointment. There are so many things this man does for civil servants. And it touches our hearts.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so let's even talk. Let me leverage, that a part of the answer you just gave, and when you made reference to the last appointment he made of a permanent secretary, and this is typical of him: spontaneity, in taking some decisions, and sometimes is a reflection of the fact that you never can tell that he's been watching you. So how much of that would you say is a disservice to eye service that has always been like a norm in the public service? I mean, people would always want to do things when they are watched, but this man has come, to reward people that are indeed diligent and who don't necessarily do this eye service by his approach to being spontaneous in his reward system. So how much of that would you say is a disservice to eye service?
Well, I think a lot of people now really know who our dear governor, Pastor Umo Eno, is, because he will keep on telling you. I know of a public function I attended, and he said, you people are chasing me with CVs, I will not do it. I will not appoint you. And he doesn't really care. He's not ethnocentric.
He's not.
He's spontaneous about what you are doing, what he sees there. Not connections, not man no man, and all of that. So
not nepotism?
Not nepotism too. If you ask me, I would say this is God sent.
Fantastic. Okay, so 0802-354-7268. That's the number. We are devoting so much of time to our listeners and viewers, and maybe we'll still have this ample time, but why not take advantage of it now? Because when the Honorable Commissioner comes, we're going to be mounting the entirety of the searchlight on her. So we're celebrating the almost 2 years of the Umo Eno administration on this special series. Hello, good afternoon. Please move away from your TV or radio set when you call. Okay, so 0802-354-72688. A special series entitled Governor Umo Eno at 29 guests, 29 days. It's put together by Bush House Nigeria in collaboration with the Ministry of Information, Akwa Ibom State, and it's reaching you on the joint service of the Akwa Ibom Broadcasting, radio and television services, and all of the contents are also being syndicated on all popular social media platforms. 0802-354-7268. We're anticipating the arrival of the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry for Agriculture. But I think it's necessary for us at this moment to once again go back to Johannesburg. Dr. Willie, you're still there. Thanks for your painstaking disposition to being a part of this program. I hope you can still hear us. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I can still hear you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Also, I'm here because I love the program and I love what is happening.
Fantastic. Okay, so what have we not talked about? We've talked about virtually everything about Akwa Ibom community in South Africa. Okay, so my sister had asked you a question, which I like to reverberate, and this question must reverberate when you look at what Akwa Ibom community in the United States, for instance, called Akisan, United States, has been doing year after year. I know you talked about the fact that you're looking at the angle of free medical outreach, but are there other plans? Because you painted a picture at the wee stage of this program of a South Africa that is a developed economy, so and Nigeria is still developing. So what that suggests is that you're making far more money in South Africa than what is obtainable back at home, and so you should be in a position to send a large chunk of it back here to Nigeria. So apart from free medical outreach, okay, I think you also talked about scholarship. Are there other areas of intervention that you're looking at, bringing back home in the course of your living in South Africa and doing the business you're doing?
All right, thank you so much, honorable presenter. That is a very good question, I will say. We have various plans. Since I come in office, is about bringing in new development, new business. Whatever is working here need to be duplicated in the state to create a job and to bring in development. One of the major areas that so I'm talking to you now, I'm working on it, have almost all the document ready, is a kind of farming that is going to create export from the state to different country in the world.
Okay.
That is under a certain particular product from cassava. They call it tapioca.
Okay. So the farm is to be located in Nigeria.
Particular project preparing to come and execute in the state.
Okay, so doctor, let's get this. Do you intend to establish the farm in Nigeria? The cassava. Yes. Okay, all right. So fantastic. So that's like a foreign direct investment you're looking at, for your community. Go ahead.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so what's the scale? What's the scale like? These days we're migrating from subsistence agriculture to mechanized and commercial agriculture. Before you can talk about exports, the scale must be large and massive. So what size of farmland are we possibly looking at? And are you indeed going to concentrate only on cassava, as you said, or is it going to be a multi-crop approach? The scale of the farm first.
Okay. No, it's a huge project. We are talking about tons of export that is going to be needed. We're also going to encourage more farmers in the area of cassava. I just want to pick it up from there first. I have also done on the palm oil production as well. That is also on the pipeline. Which we are also thinking of using the byproducts or the resources to, engage in different household use when it comes to, the toiletries and all of that. Creams, body creams, and hand creams, and all kind of products. A few days ago, I was in talk with the company, the factory. That is the second project that will come after the cassava. But then, when it comes to the size, we are looking at 20 to 30 hectares of land. And then from there, we will also extend to different states so that we will be able to achieve the volume of product that need to be exported. Thank you.
Okay, so fantastic. Now, talk to us about how the recent Trump tariff war has affected business and living and general livelihood in South Africa.
Well, that is international politics,
yes.
Business structure. Just as I'm talking to you now, the President Ramaphosa is on his way having some form of meetings to resolve whatever trade issues, tariffs that need to be, done in favor of the economic pursuit. So to me, at this point, he has not affected anything yet because he's on hold at the moment. I think 90 days or 30 days old.
It's 90 days, yes.
Is still on, so nothing yet has really changed. So there is a lot still, people are putting their house in order. So that is just it. I can't say much about when it comes to the trade between the America and South Africa.
Dr. Akane Willie, I'm still excited about what you talked about concerning the mechanized farming on cassava and palm oil. Would you like to be precise on when you will commence this farming?
Since I buy into the rural development of His Excellency, Umo Eno, the Arise vision has been one thing that attracted me. I will pick up the momentum from Una local government area, where I come from.
Wow.
Yes. I love to start the charity begin at home. So that is the area we start to see where and how we can achieve a startup point, and then we spread it across the other local government in the state.
Okay, so let's talk exports, because you're beginning to prepare our minds on what's to come. Once you come to invest in the over 20 hectare cassava plantation, the whole idea will be for exports, and maybe you should be targeting South Africa with produce from the said farm. Let's look at how easy or complex it is for products from Nigeria to be exported to South Africa. We know of some countries that have some very prohibitive policies. They are very strict with standards. They are very strict with quality expectations and measures when it comes to export. So much so that this has become like a disincentive to Nigerian exporters. So what's the picture like between, on issues relating to trade between Nigeria and South Africa? How are the policies like? Too stringent or loose enough for everybody to play, in that space?
Thank you so much for that particular question. Just what I want to say there is that after the president visited for the bilateral, business agreement, I think that door is wide open, which we are also looking at other export. But when it comes to export on any product, you must meet the international standard. And that we are guaranteed to meet that standard at the moment when we kickstart. So therefore, also is going to be something will involve the state government to be able to see through, because it will also bring economic growth related to the country at the moment. So we are also looking at, standing in between the whole scenario of the business, or when it comes to the trade or export and import issues. We are making sure that we support the governor to make sure that, his government, his tenure of leadership was not just, him alone. That is why we also advise that everybody involved, whatever you think that is possible, we are ready to stand by and support in one way or the other. So it's open, I would say, when it comes to that area of export, it's wide open for, Nigerian to, bring in goods here. The president himself, in the person of His Excellency Ramaphosa, said that he wants to see Nigerian product in the counter. When you go to ShopRite, when you go to different, frontline businesses, you need to see Nigerian product there. So it's wide open. So I think so.
Okay.
We're definitely going to see the impact of it.
Okay, just before I allow the president at large at Bush House, Nigeria, Michael Bush, to also, fire some shots. He just got into the studio. But let me ask you this, because because of what he just mentioned, because relationship between countries often resonates. The entirety of the relationship between natives and citizens of different countries often resonates from the kind of relationship that exists between the leadership of the affected countries. For instance, you just mentioned a while ago that your current president is very much interested in seeing most of our goods on supermarket shelves, in South Africa. Is it safe to say that President Ramaphosa, is that the name? Okay. Oh, I didn't twist that. Yes. President Ramaphosa is more friendly a president to Nigeria than, for instance, his predecessors.
Definitely, he's very, very friendly. For him to have made that statement, I believe that was a confirmation that he's interested to, having business connection between Nigeria and South Africa.
Okay, fantastic. So, we'd like to thank you. Once the Honorable Commissioner still stick around, I like to thank you. You are not only patient, you are long-suffering, and I give you some thumbs up for that. So just stick around. Once the Honorable Commissioner for Agric, gets here, I'd like you to interact with her, because you are Agric friendly, and you talked about your passion for Agric, the 20-30 hectare of land that you intend to go into agriculture on. So, all right, so we'll come back to you before the program ends. All right, so in case you've just joined us, we've done some 1 hour plus since this started.
On the I thought I was the commissioner. Okay,
you look like the guest. Okay, so just join us. You are the king. This is where you sit. I haven't sit in like a royalty that you are.
Absolutely.
All right, so joining us right now is the president at large, Bush House, Nigeria, Michael Bush. The love of your ears.
Fantastic job.
So good to have you.
The Honorable Commissioner has asked me to apologize to you, but she should shortly join us. She should join us virtual. Yeah. Even though I heard her on radio telling you
she
that
promised
she was
going to come.
No, she can't make it because, see, the rains.
Hey, it's very heavy in town.
Well, I was going to say every way is blocked, but the roads the rains are really crazy. She can't make it, and she said she was using a smaller car.
Okay. She can't try.
Yeah, so. the roads really everywhere is blocked up. But so she wants a new day. I think that should be Monday. But she's going to join us any moment now online. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so we've actually been enjoying while we trying to buy time. I want to open the phone lines so members of the public can join us. Yes. I'm sure you're trying to get in touch with the commissioner so we can.
She should join us.
She should join us. Okay, so the phone number is still open for you to send in your calls. 0802-354 7268. That is 0802-354-7268. That's the number via which you can call and be a part of this network broadcast on the studios of the Akwa Ibom Broadcasting Corporation. It's hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
I'm Mr. I'm calling from Ukanafun-Orok.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. I want to congratulate the governor, the Excellency Pastor Moina, for the 2 years. He has performed criticism as a pastor. He does everything without looking at party or association. Even the civil servant, everywhere he has been touched. As well as been praising him. If you enter into the street, you hear the praising. So the man is a good man. God will bless him in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Also, even recently, the councillor that was to be forgotten, he paid them their gratuity. So thank you very much. So please, I want to make a appeal that the ignorant state officers that were not sent to the government should, I think, please call and have a chance. Thank you and God bless you.
State officers of what?
State officers of which part?
Democratic Party.
Okay. Have you heard of laughing at you? All right, so we heard you. We'll convey your sentiments to the governor. You never can tell he's watching this program, so he has heard you, firsthand. Thank you very much. So why did you have to laugh that loud?
Well, when you are a wise man, you laugh at something so they can stay alive longer. And well.
Especially for someone like you who wants to clock 120.
And 50.
Yeah, 150.
No, I wouldn't like you to be a liability. Please don't go.
Well, anytime we wish him that we qualified with robust help.
Okay.
He has to be held even when he hits 150.
Absolutely.
Okay, so 0802-354-7268. 0802-354-7268. That's the number. Hello, good afternoon. Sorry, we lost that. All right, so okay, so keep sending the calls, and we're still battling to see how to connect with the Honorable Commissioner, who is going to join us virtually and have an abridged session with us, even as we look forward to, we're looking at Monday, when we have to reschedule her to be back here in studio so we can talk,
because the days have really been
taken up.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Cyril. I'm calling from Uyo Maniba.
Okay, Cyril. Go ahead. Go ahead, Cyril. Can you hear us?
Hello?
Go ahead, Cyril. We can hear you. Sadly, we lost that call, but we look forward to Cyril calling us back.
The last caller, talked about the payment of gratuities.
Yes.
And this is really saving a lot of lives. I remember so many people in the past who passed on because they did not receive the gratuities to even foot the hospital bills. But see this man just coming to see the bulk of 90 billion naira. And
that's been accumulating since 2012.
Yes, and he has done very well to pay more than 60 billion so far. He does a great number of the payment every month, and very soon, by God's grace, all the pensioners would have been very good.
He might clear the backlog before the end of his first tenure.
Yes.
It looks more likely, because I understand so far he has done over 70 billion out of the 90 something. So he has seen 70. What is 20? so it's interesting. I mean, these are all the positive upticks we're getting from, and I like the fact that that's coming from you. And when you say that, you also preparing yourself for retirement, which you told me is coming in about 3 years.
Yes, I also know that the future is very bright. It could be very frustrating when you get home and you're not paid your money to maybe invest and be active. Because the worst to happen is for you to retire and get back home
without anything to show
for it. Without doing anything. You don't have anywhere to go to. That brings about the sudden death of most pensioners.
Yeah.
So the man has really touched the hearts of so many in this direction.
And you know the interest that people used to have about joining the civil or public service is fast coming back. There was a time it had actually started waning. Many people like joining the civil service because the job is pensionable, and it comes with gratuity. But the time came when those entitlements were no longer coming when due, and people were beginning to lose interest. But interest, seemed to be coming back. Ignited, that's the right word. So it's a beautiful development. Okay, so any signal?
Nice. Yes. No, there are no signals. I don't know.
Okay.
Perhaps it's the rain, or perhaps it's something else. But but all good. Very, very good.
It's all good.
Day 3 down.
Yes.
Day 4 tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, we hope to have. I don't know. Tomorrow, the governor has a live event in. I think it's Umo Eno.
Yes, he's going to that fellow constituency.
But we're hoping that event starts at 2. I don't know whether they are around. They are through at 4 or 5. We're looking to have Senator Aloysius Etok tomorrow.
Okay.
And we'll still look at it.
Yes.
I hope he's able to come.
Yeah, so we can make tomorrow absolutely for Ikono people. We can have Associate Professor Ukanafun-Orok join us all the way from the Philippines.
We can. We can also. I'll be discussing that with the DG.
Okay.
So that we don't get interruptions. We can also shift.
Okay.
I focus a little or our time, from when they finish to after it's a special program.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
They should not be cast in concrete like that.
Absolutely. There has to be some flexibility. Okay, someone just sent me a message trying to correct me. I keep saying good afternoon. Oh, my brother. Okay, so please, I'm sorry. This is evening, not noon. I'm sorry to inform you that this is still afternoon. Evening start by 6 p.m.
Yes.
Evening start by 6 p.m.
I don't know.
I'm sure you've gotten that.
People do that. People do that all the time.
Yes. Evening start by 6 p.m.
And I've told people, be careful who you try to correct. Sometimes just pretend you didn't even hear. When you're watching a Premiership, English Premier League. 5:30 a match starts. Good evening, welcome to Emirates Stadium. I mean, good afternoon, welcome to Emirates Stadium. At 5:30, at 5:45.
Yes. At 1 minute to 6.
Evening starts at 6 p.m. past. So that's evening.
So thank you for the correction.
But we had to point. Remember it's no correction anymore.
Sure.
You're now correcting him.
That's how life is. Sometimes it's counter correction.
Yes.
So please take note of that. Evening starts from 6 p.m. 0802-354-7268. Call us and let's be a part of this broadcast together. All right, so we go for a quick commercial break, another in the series. Once we're back, we'll see battling to see how to connect with the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development.
Oh, that's what it is now.
Virtually, yes. I think the nomenclature had changed.
It has.
From natural resources to agriculture and rural development. It all started,
yes.
It was, that's what it is.
Okay.
Governor Eno came, and modified the nomenclature of some of the ministries. For example, Ministry of Information used to be Ministry of Information and Strategy. But strategy is now it's now no longer pronounced. It's just Ministry of Information. Okay.
Absolutely.
So that's what it is.
Yes.
All right. So some people are still battling the call. Please call if you can. But we'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll see what we can do with the remaining 15 minutes or thereabouts of the time we have left in our hands. It's still Governor Umo Eno at 29 guests, 29 days. I said it at the wee stage that such sexy coinages can only come from Bush House, Nigeria. So this is coming to you. This is reaching you courtesy of Bush House, Nigeria, in collaboration with the Ministry of Information at Akwa Ibom State. Stay with us. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Everything you go through in life is preparing you for your next assignment. My father was a police officer, so I lived in the barracks. A barracks like a mini in Nigeria, you find everybody there. My dad's salary, of course, couldn't meet the family income, so I had to sell soft drinks for my mother so that we can make up the family income. I used to take soft drinks from our home and I go to the airport and sell. It was fun. I didn't know I was going to ever get into hotel business. So eventually, my coke hawking helped me later in life when I started running my hotel. Those little things you did became building blocks for my later days in life. And you know what? My house was built on the same street I used to go through to hawk. And so everybody that saw me hawk these soft drinks for my mother, when I bought a land there and built my house, all of those people were still alive. It's like, some of them had to breed their children. Look at me mentor these kids. Today, when I drive around the streets, sometimes you find people sell and you stop by. I just remember, it used to be like this. That hawking has helped me today to be able to serve the people. Accept the things you can't change and change the things you can, and ensure that you just have the fear of God in you. I think the only person that can stop you from achieving what God has set out for you is you.
Akwa Ibom is rising.
All right, you're welcome back. It's still Governor Umo Eno at 2. 29 guests, 29 days.
And I can bet you that welcome back is the last one you said today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so this is day 3 since the series started, and it's going to run all the way to the 29th of May. And you never can tell.
Probably
Anything that has to do with Michael Bush. You always have some Jara.
Absolutely.
You never can tell. Maybe it might even go beyond. Okay, can we be nice enough to take this as our last call? Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please move away from your radio television set.
Okay, all right. Yeah, thank you. I've done that.
All right. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is David Sukwesio. I'm from Awon.
Okay.
Yeah, doctor for the 2 years he has done a lot, especially in civil service. He has done, and the promotion has been happening, and very soon and other things. A lot more, and then we wish him go ahead like that. It's a welcome development. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, sir. That should be our last call for the day. All right, so we're back to South Africa, Johannesburg, precisely, to say our bye-byes to Dr. Akani Willie, who's the president of Akwa Ibom Indigenous Organization in South Africa. Okay, so Dr. Willie, you still there? All right, so it's time. Yeah. Okay, so quite unfortunately, the Honorable Commissioner can't make it in studio, so we look forward to rescheduling her. And I'm sure. Okay, Monday precisely. So Monday you can, connect with us again, so you can have an interface directly with the Honorable Commissioner. But I'd like to thank you for your time. Share with us your parting shots as we begin to say our bye-byes.
All right, thank you so much once again for the wonderful presentation and the program. 2 years of Umo Eno in power. We are here to back him up and stand with him, both in prayers. We believe that before the 2 years is gone, he will still have a lot of energy to complete whatever he has started, and we are endorsing him for the second term in his office.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
See you again.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The way you sound, I'm sure you can't wait. Okay, it's gone. You can't wait for Monday. You also can't wait for the necessary amendment to the Constitution that will allow for diaspora voting. Do you understand? Okay, that should be of benefit to people like you. All right. So thank you very much, Dr. Willie. Thank you.
All right, bye.
And I thought I liked when he addressed you as honorable presenter. I said, I told the candidates, I never heard anybody call
honorable presenter.
We're making progress in this country. We're really making progress in this country. Every backward listen. Yes, very nice.
All right, so that's it.
I was partnering her today. How was it, Kwang?
Oh, fantastic.
Better than me. Okay, see
the
way I did. Oh, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Where's the lady?
Not just a lady, not just a lady.
Yeah.
I missed her.
I know.
For a very long time. When we were running the bridge, we'll come here meantime, and she was just sharing. We were just doing some banter, and she told me she has spent 33 years, 33, right?
Whoa.
33 years,
Whoa.
on this job. So in other words, we're looking at about 2 years or so before it's a hurrah for her.
Absolutely.
In the public service, and I commended her, for those number of years of service that she has rendered, not only to this station, but to the entirety of Akwa Ibom State. And I told her she's ageless.
Yes,
but she retorted and told me she's aging, and I needed to tell her that if she's aging, it has to be gracefully.
Absolutely, that's what I was just going to say. She looks, this is the kind of age every woman should get to. She's quite graceful, and she looks like somebody like a broadcaster that AKBC should be probing every day. But she looks like somebody who's in money.
Has so much money. Can you imagine? The governor told civil servant to have some little gardens behind their house, and she just announced here that she has 100 stands of yam. Is that what they call it? I'm a yam farmer, so for somebody to tell you she has 100 stands of yam, you know what that means. So
she looks it.
I mean, I agree with you on the necessity for a little probe, very little probe. But I would like to thank you, big sister. Thank you very much for having
I take all of that for
this journey. Absolutely. Thank you for having.
I would like to identify with this program.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited. Thank you very much. Bush House, Nigeria.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
All right, so the president at large.
Yes.
We thank God you made it here. You didn't even tell us you were going on live radio.
So every Wednesday I have something called Interview on Demand.
Okay. Every Wednesday. That's right.
Every Wednesday on some radio station, 2 hours.
Okay.
And I try not to insult the sensibilities of my audience.
Yeah.
I try to. So thankfully, both of you were here, and I decided to honor that. And today we interviewed Professor Ndayuko. My God, what an interview!
Wow,
what an interview!
Wow.
Professor Ndayuko is that journalist who interviewed Babangida, who used to write silly column against then military president Ibrahim Babangida, and then one day he woke up and wrote that if he ever met Babangida, he would ask him some tough, silly questions, and then the newspaper, perhaps because of that, they abolished the column. The very next day, somebody calls from then Dodan Barracks in Lagos and says, Babangida is waiting for you in 30 minutes.
Come and interview him.
Yes, so he
and ask all the silly questions.
Why did you stop your column? I'm ready for you now. Let's start. And when Big Sister Mandu was speaking earlier, she had alluded to some of those threats being something that we celebrate about Pastor Umo Eno.
Yes.
We know on this program we didn't come here to really celebrate, to applaud the governor, patronize him, but there are some things about him you cannot deny.
Absolutely. That is it. Okay, so that's been it. I'd like to thank you for having kept us company, and we look forward to you returning with us. I would say on the other side of 22 hours.
Yes,
22 hours. Okay,
absolutely.
so in other words, 4 p.m. tomorrow we're back here, and our guest tomorrow is the Senator Aloysius Zeto,
and many more,
and many others who should be joining
depending
us.
on the time frame that we have. But tomorrow we might push our airtime depending on when they finish the event.
Okay.
We'll discuss that with the DG.
Okay. All right. So just watch out. We're going to be very flexible about our schedule tomorrow. Just be on the watch out. We'll do the promo on social media so you know when to join us. On behalf of all of us, I am Itoro Columba. Bravo Michael Bush is saying his bye-byes. Big Sister Mando is Senobong is also saying bye-bye. So we're back here. Thank you for having kept us company. Jesus is Lord. Bye-bye.
Goodbye from Uyo, Nigeria.
Over 200 units of compassionate homes, hundreds of kilometers of roads covering all local government areas, over 10,000 entrepreneurial equipment and tools to MSMEs, 5 billion